The woman convicted of murdering Mexican-American music star Selena has been denied parole.
I didn't know how to operate a gun. I've never had one. And so
the world has spent more than 3 decades mourning Selena Quintanilla. Even today, millions continue to ask the same heartbreaking question. How could one of the most beloved entertainers in music history lose her life at only 23 years old? For years, many people believed there were hidden secrets, missing pieces, or untold conspiracies surrounding Selena's final days. Rumors spread across magazines, television specials, and, later, social media. Some insisted that important warning signs had been ignored. Others claimed there was far more to the story than the public ever knew. But after decades of court records, interviews, documentaries, witness testimony, and public statements, investigators, historians, and those closest to Selena have reached a painful conclusion. The mystery surrounding Selena's death was never about an unknown suspect or a hidden conspiracy. Instead, the tragedy appears to have resulted from something far more disturbing: misplaced trust, ignored warning signs, and an increasingly unhealthy relationship between a global superstar and someone she believed was a loyal friend. And that truth may be even more heartbreaking than any mystery. Long before tragedy struck, Selena was already becoming a cultural phenomenon. Born into a musical family, she rose from performing with her family's band to becoming the undisputed queen of Tejano music. Her charisma, kindness, and extraordinary talent made her beloved across generations. By the early 1990s, Selena wasn't simply a singer. She was building a business empire. Alongside her music career, she had opened fashion boutiques, expanded her fan club operations, and was preparing for an English-language crossover album that many believed would transform her into an international superstar. Yet with rapid success came enormous pressure. Managing concerts, recording sessions, television appearances, business ventures, and family expectations required constant attention. Those closest to Selena have often described her as hardworking, optimistic, and deeply loyal. But loyalty can sometimes create vulnerability, especially when someone earns extraordinary access to both personal and professional life. That person was Yolanda Saldívar. Initially, Yolanda entered Selena's world as an enthusiastic fan. She eventually convinced the Quintanilla family to allow her to organize an official fan club. Over time, her responsibilities grew dramatically. She gained access to financial records, managed fan correspondence, oversaw boutique operations, and became a frequent presence around Selena. At first, this arrangement appeared beneficial. The family believed they had found someone who was deeply devoted to Selena's success. Employees and associates saw Yolanda as hardworking and dedicated. But beneath the surface, serious concerns were beginning to emerge. Former employees later reported tensions within Selena's boutiques. There were complaints involving management practices, accusations of controlling behavior, and growing questions regarding financial irregularities. Missing funds and incomplete records gradually attracted the attention of Selena's family. According to publicly documented accounts, concerns became significant enough that an internal review was conducted. The findings alarmed the family. By early 1995, trust had begun to collapse. Abraham Quintanilla, Selena's father and manager, confronted Yolanda regarding financial discrepancies connected to both the boutiques and fan club operations. Reports indicate that thousands of dollars could not be properly accounted for. The confrontation marked a turning point. Yet despite these developments, Selena herself remained determined to recover important business documents and resolve the situation peacefully. Friends and family have often described Selena as compassionate and reluctant to believe that someone close to her intended harm. That compassion would ultimately place her in unimaginable danger. On March 31, 1995, Selena traveled to a motel in Corpus Christi, Texas, where she planned to meet Yolanda and retrieve missing paperwork related to her businesses. What happened next changed music history forever. According to trial testimony, witness accounts, and official investigative findings, an argument occurred inside room 158. During the confrontation, Yolanda fired a revolver, striking Selena. Despite suffering a devastating wound, Selena managed to run from the room toward the motel lobby. In those final moments, witnesses reported that Selena identified the person who had shot her before collapsing. She was transported to a hospital, where medical teams fought desperately to save her life. Tragically, the injuries proved catastrophic. Selena Quintanilla died later that day. The news sent shockwaves throughout the world. Fans gathered outside hospitals. Radio stations interrupted programming, and communities across Texas entered a period of collective mourning. Tens of thousands attended public memorials. For many within the Latino community, Selena represented more than a performer. She represented possibility, pride, and cultural identity. Almost immediately, rumors began circulating. How could this have happened? Were warning signs overlooked? Could Selena have been protected? These questions fueled decades of speculation. However, when examining the extensive public record, a consistent picture emerges. Investigators found no evidence of a broader conspiracy. Instead, the available evidence points toward a tragic sequence of events driven by deteriorating trust, financial conflict, and personal obsession. Perhaps this is why so many people continue searching for additional explanations. The reality feels almost impossible to accept. The idea that one trusted individual could destroy so much in a single moment remains deeply unsettling. For many observers, the real mystery was never who committed the crime. The answer to that question was established during the criminal investigation and subsequent trial. The deeper mystery has always been psychological. How did admiration transform into obsession? How did professional responsibility become personal control? And why were warning signs unable to stop the tragedy before it occurred? Criminal behavior experts have frequently pointed to the dangers that can arise when boundaries disappear. In celebrity environments, individuals sometimes gain extraordinary access, influence, and emotional proximity. Without oversight, those relationships can become unhealthy. Looking back, numerous former associates described increasingly troubling behavior surrounding Yolanda's management style and interactions with employees. While hindsight always offers clarity unavailable in the moment, many now wonder whether stronger safeguards could have altered history. That painful question continues to haunt those who loved Selena. Another reason the story remains so compelling is that Selena's life was filled with remarkable promise. At the time of her death, she was recording her crossover album. Industry executives believed she was on the verge of worldwide superstardom. Fashion remained another passion, and her boutiques represented only the beginning of larger entrepreneurial ambitions. Friends have often said Selena dreamed constantly about future projects. Those dreams ended abruptly, yet her legacy did not. Decades later, Selena's music continues reaching new generations. Her songs remain staples on radio stations. Museums, memorials, and celebrations dedicated to her life attract visitors from around the world. Ironically, this enduring influence has created new debates. Who controls Selena's story? Should filmmakers focus primarily on her achievements, or should they revisit the circumstances surrounding her death? Some fans argue that repeated true crime productions risk overshadowing Selena's accomplishments. Others believe revisiting history helps preserve public memory and educate younger audiences. The discussion remains ongoing. What virtually everyone agrees upon, however, is that Selena deserves to be remembered first as an artist, entrepreneur, and cultural icon, not solely as the victim of a tragedy. In recent years, renewed public attention surrounding parole proceedings and documentary projects has once again reignited emotions among fans. Every new interview, archival release, or television production generates intense discussion. Yet, after 30 years, one conclusion appears increasingly clear. The mystery surrounding Selena's death was never hidden in secret files or buried evidence. The tragedy lies in something far simpler and far sadder. Trust was broken. Warning signs emerged, but were not fully understood until it was too late. A gifted young woman known for kindness and loyalty encountered someone she believed she could still reason with. That decision cost her life. And perhaps that is why Selena's story continues to resonate so deeply. Because it reminds us that fame cannot protect against betrayal. Success cannot guarantee safety. And sometimes, the most devastating tragedies occur not because mysteries remain unsolved, but because the truth itself is almost too painful to accept. More than 30 years later, Selena's voice still echoes across concert halls, family gatherings, and countless playlists around the world. Her life was far greater than the circumstances of her death. And that is the legacy millions continue to celebrate.